details. So view number 1, meaning Rashi and Rambam. Rashi and Rambam explain that it is forbidden to perform food preparatory melach on Yom Tov if one could have achieved the same result by doing melacha before the Yom Tov. Since there is no qualitative difference between the animal that is trapped before the Yom Tov and the one that is trapped on Yom Tov, nor between the grain that harvested before Yom Tov and that is harvested on Yom Tov, trapping and reaping are forbidden on Yom Tov. On the other hand, melachas such as slaughtering, shohed, right, and mevashel cooking are generally permitted on Yom Tov because the freshly slaughtered meat and freshly cooked food is tastier than which is prepared a day before. Okay. So let's do this opinion one more time, and we're going to explain. So this is opinion of Rashi and Rambam. So Rashi and Rambam explain that it is forbidden to perform food preparatory melacha on Yom Tov if one could have achieved the same result doing melacha before the Yom Tov. So I think today it would apply to almost all of the dishes. That's my understanding. Unless they're like fresh salad, yes, of course it's better fresh. But otherwise, like if you prepare the meat stew or something like before, or soup, like what is going to happen? I mean, I don't think it's a big difference. It's like it would be worse on a third day or on a second day if it's going to stay in the refrigerator. I don't think so. Okay, but in olden days, we must understand when they did not have refrigerators. So of course, I mean, many types of food are going to spoil. That's it, right? So continue. Since there is no qualitative difference between the animal that is trapped before Yom Tov and the one trapped on Yom Tov, okay. So I'm not sure how they exactly they compare qualitative difference between animal trapped before Yom Tov and after on Yom Tov. The way I understand, they just trapped the animal and they do not do shechita, but they would do shechita during the Yom Tov. So in this case, so that they would keep this trapped animal somewhere. Okay. So then there is no problem. They say there is no difference to the animal. Okay. Nor between grain that harvested before Yom Tov and that is harvested on Yom Tov. So it's only a few days difference. Like there is no difference whatsoever. Trapping and reaping are forbidden on Yom Tov. Okay. So especially these two melachas. On the other hand, melachas such as slaughtering. So slaughter, of course, the fresh meat is the best, right? And cooking are generally permitted on Yom Tov. So I mean, if you want to, I don't know what to cook, that you need fresh for lunch on Yom Tov. I don't know. Except to tell the truth, except salad, I don't know what else would be example today when we have like refrigerators. I don't know. Because the freshly slaughtered meat and freshly cooked food is tastier than that which is prepared day before. Okay. If food can be cooked before Yom Tov without the risk of any loss in flavor, it may not be cooked on Yom Tov. So that's the rule according to the first opinion. So if you could have done it before Yom Tov, so right, so now don't leave it on a Yom Tov. And the simple explanation, as we said in a preface, or when we spent, I don't know how many, 3 or 4 classes on a preface, because it was so deep and so informative. So you're going to lose the sense of Yom Tov if you're going to do all of this cooking. Even if they are going to allow you to do all of the cooking, it's like half a day you're going to cook. Especially if you have family over, it's not only your family, somebody else's, your in-laws visit and your parents visit, like too much, right? So I mean, too much cooking. So what kind of Yom Tov is it? Okay, so according to this opinion, if it would not spoil the taste or flavor, so you're not allowed to cook on Yom Tov this dish. As example of this is fruit. Okay, that's this is considered just as tasty when they are cooked a day in advance, or it's being freshly cooked. Okay, so we don't cook fruits, so it's hard to say. But if you cook fruits, they say that does not make a difference. You cooked yesterday, you cooked today, doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, so continue. The origin of the rule, of this rule. Rambam states that the distinction between melacha that can equally be done before Yom Tov and that which produces superior result when done on Yom Tov itself is rabbinic origin. There is all melachas related to the food preparation is permitted according to the biblical law, and it was the sages who prohibited performing certain food preparation, preparatory melachas, on Yom Tov. Rambam explained that the sages feared that many people would not enjoy Yom Tov, right, as we said, if they would be expressly occupied with excessively occupied with unnecessary food preparation. Therefore, they required us to do so before Yom Tov. For any melacha whose advanced performance would not affect the quality or freshness of the food. Okay, so basically the Rambam, and then we're going to go to Rashi. So said if you as we said before, you're not going to enjoy the Yom Tov, especially people eat more on Yom Tov, different dishes, special dishes on Yom Tov. Like for example, in Rosh Hashanah, if you look at your Siddur, and if you look at the book of our heritage, right? That's Rabbi Eliyahu Kitov. That's amazing book. So it tells you all about Rosh Hashanah, what foods to eat, what blessing to eat, what to say because of the medical value of this food, or similar sounding to that food, like all of the blessing. Right? So if you're going to cook, so my point is, if you're going to start cook all of the dishes like for each holiday, when are you going to enjoy the holiday? When are you exactly going to learn Torah? So all of the preparations, preferably, or right, as we do before the holidays. So one more time, Rambam's rule. So Rambam states that the distinction between melacha can be equally done before Yom Tov, and that which is produced the superior results when done on Yom Tov is itself a rabbinic origin. So basically, on the level of Torah, you can do anything you need for a food preparation. But they say no, if it's going to taste better, or only on Yom Tov, like as we said, fresh salad. Of course, I mean, if you chop lettuce 3 days before that, it's not exactly ideal situation, right? Okay, but all other foods you can do. There is all melacha related to the food's preparation permissible according to biblical law, and it was the sages who prohibit performing certain food preparatory melachas on Yom Tov. So the sages, Torah says you can do whatever you need to for food preparation. Sages say no, that's too much, right? Why? Rambam explained that the sages fear that many people would not enjoy the Yom Tov if they would be excessively occupied with unnecessary food preparation. So just to prepare the food, like women spend many hours, 10 hours, more hours, just cooking a few days. So if you leave it on Yom Tov, so when exactly she's going to relax, to celebrate, right? That's too much. Okay. Therefore, they require that us to do that before Yom Tov. But whatever, as we said before, whatever rabbis say, it's halacha. That doesn't make any difference, biblical or rabbinical. I mean, of course, the rabbis, they have the power to instill these halachas, and they have a power in some cases to rule leniently in case of necessity. But only they can decide when these cases of necessity can be applied. Okay. So continue. Therefore, they required us to do before Yom Tov any melacha whose advanced performance should not affect the quality of the or the freshness of the food. So, if the quality is going to be the same, freshness is the same, don't do it on Yom Tov. Especially, I would say, especially in Israel when it's only one day. So, when exactly you're going to pray? Right, especially on Rosh Hashanah, just thinking about it. Right? In Rosh Hashanah, we have this machzor. So I always look at this machzor, and I never can believe it that we're going to finish the whole book. The whole book we're going to finish in 2 days. It's unbelievable, right? So when exactly you're going to have time to cook? Continue. Rashi does not comment explicitly on whether the distinction mentioned above is biblical or rabbinic origin. It is as a matter of dispute among the later authorities as to the Rashi's opinion in this regard. Most authorities hold that unlike Rambam, Rashi considered melacha that could have been performed before Yom Tov to be forbidden biblically on Yom Tov. Whoa! I mean, they agree that it's proper to prepare the on Yom Tov, and plus, but Rashi, I think he is more stricter than Rambam, right? So he said, if you did not do it before Yom Tov, and now because you're trying to save time, you try to work a little extra, a few hours extra, okay, you think you're smart, so now it's biblically forbidden on Yom Tov, according to Rashi. So that's a big deal.